up, baby? What's up, Buster boy? What's up, Buster boy? Alright guys, I just got my order from GlowShift. Got this little pod here for the 52 mil gauge. Got this little pod here. Seems like this is made out of metal. I think these were like 10 bucks a piece. Got this little gadget here. I was thinking about mounting this in the Tacoma, like underneath the CD player. I was gonna give that a try, but it may be a little too big. I'm not sure. I have to check it out. And then this is like a pillar universal piece. I'm gonna see how that fits on our year model. And then I got some MPT to BSM fittings. And this is like a dual fitting here. And some stickers, like GlowShift. And I think that's it for the GlowShift. And then I got this here, these capacitors, and I'm going to tap into the rear O2 sensor and put a capacitor and resistor on the blue and white wire and see if that will get rid of the check engine light. Alright guys, I'm putting in a oil pressure gauge on the Tacoma, and I got this little port here by GlowShift, and what this does is it lets me go into an 1/8 inch BSM port, and it has a BSM port here, and what I'm doing is I'm tapping in to the dummy oil pressure sensor. So if you lose oil pressure or whatever, it sends a signal. It's just a one wire signal to the ECU. And I got this plug from GlowShift, like I said. Tap it in here, and then you got 3 ports of the MPT. So what I did was I put Loctite to make a seal here, and I went right into the block there, and then I put the GlowShift sensor right in this hole, and that sensor has like Loctite kind of seal on it, so I didn't do anything to that. And then I took an Allen head and I just tightened these up. Well, everything was fine. I got the dummy switch plugged in, got the sensor plugged in, turned the truck on, and I noticed it lightly leaking out of these ports. That's what I could see it leaking from. So I could take these out and put Loctite or some kind of, you know, like white seal tape on it, and then put it back in, and it should be fine. But because I'm only using one port, I think I'm gonna take this off. And where's it at? Hold on. I bought this plug here, and it basically goes into the British metal of the block of our Toyotas, and then it goes to a MPT here, which will go on. This is the GlowShift oil pressure gauge, and as you can see, the oil, it didn't look like that before. You could actually notice where the oil stops, so that thread locker is helping. But I'm still going to put some blue Loctite on this, and then put it in here, and then put Loctite on that and put it in the block, and see how that goes this time. All right, so this is what it looks like right now. Got my fitting going into the block with the GlowShift sensor right there, the black piece with the 2 wires coming off of it. And then this plug right here. Went to the dummy switch. Trying to figure out what I need to do about that plug, because I think that the oil light's gonna be on. I've heard that you can ground this and it won't come on, or some people just take the bulb out of that oil light on the cluster. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm just trying to get it to where this doesn't leak. So I try to figure something out. If y'all have ever tapped into this and had different ways of doing it, let me know. I'm all open. This plug here, trying to get my light on it. This plug there, a lot of people tap into that, which I may do later down the road if I ever like put a turbo on the 34 or not. Just trying to get some ideas of what I need to do. What's up, baby? Alright. Doesn't seem to be leaking, so that's a good sign. Got 60 psi. I still got to figure out where I want to get that at. But I don't have any lights on the dash, which that's pretty cool. I did the O2 sensor wire mod and I cleared the code. So I got to drive it for a while and see if the code comes back or not. Alright guys, I used the universal gauge pillar mount here. So I basically just ran the wires up to the pillar here. There's a gap in between the dash right there. And connected it to the gauge. I left the foam in there so it wouldn't really make noise. And it's not, you know, best on the eyes. You know, it's like looking really nice, but because it's got 2 screws up front, 2 screws in the back. But my shield's tinted, so you don't really see the pod sitting there. I may do something different in the future, but I just wanted to be able to see the pod, get it mounted up, and everything else. So what I did was I have it wired up. I'm not going to crank the truck, but I was just going to show you. You can change the colors with that button right there. But I got it to where it dims with my headlights, so that's pretty cool. And you'll see it in some of my videos because I've had it on here for a couple of days, but I just wanted to show you where I mounted it at. This is what I got going on now. I've got my old Tacoma truck bed and it's full of parts. Just stuff that I take off of my builds, and this is where I basically keep everything. There's my catalytic converter that I took off of the gold Tacoma. What I've realized is that you're not supposed to see any light gaps when you look through one side, because it's supposed to be straight honeycomb all the way through. This cat has a pin size hole all the way through it, so that's why it was throwing the code. It was, the O2 was reading too much air going through, and it's telling the ECM that it's not, you know, the cat is not productive anymore of cleaning the exhaust. So that's what I've learned. I don't know. That makes sense, but if I'm wrong, you know, leave a comment or whatever. But that basically makes sense of why it was throwing the code. And now I just totally deleted it. I'm probably going to delete the front cat too, because we don't have to do emissions and all that in North Carolina anymore. So if you check engine lights on, they don't care. They just do a safety inspection of turn signals and headlights and stuff like that. So that's pretty sweet in my book, especially if you build cars. So weird getting into the 4Runner. It's a perfect dog hauler, but I'm not used to driving automatics anymore. What is it, little man? You gotta go potty. You gotta go potty. You gotta go potty. You gotta go potty. Say I'm a beagle with allergies, cause I be sniffing the bunnies all day long.